بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Your Excellencies, honorable speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the 7th Industrialists Forum at the Royal Commission, Yambo Industrial City. Today, we have 10 valued speakers, industrial professionals, to share share visions and exchange views on various matters related to industry and issues that are of real concern to the industrialists. To begin with, a recitation from the Holy Quran recited by Iyad Muhammad Wasgar.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله نور السماوات والأرض، مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح، المصباح في زجاجة، الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية، يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار، نور على نور، يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء، ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس، والله بكل شيء عليم. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه، يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال، رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة، يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار، ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله، والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب.
Now I would like to invite His Excellency Dr. Ala bin Abdullah Nasif, Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission at Yambo, to deliver his keynote speech.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. إخواني الحضور، اسمحوا لي بأن أرحب بكم جميعا في هذا الملتقى السابع للصناعيين، وأن أبدأ معكم في كلمتي لهذا اليوم. Industry leaders, distinguished guests and colleagues, good morning. Welcome to Yambo Sinai's 7th Industrialist Forum. Special welcome to those who are visiting Yambo Sinai for the first time. It is my great pleasure and honor to share the city's vision of industrial development and the future of Yambo Sinai with you. The Royal Commission at Yambo has yielded several new objectives since the announcement of the National Transformation Program 2020, which was started last year. Today, Yambo Sinaiya is getting a new vision towards the localized manufacturing and supply chain, which are two key elements of Yambo economic plan, which we shared with you 2015. These two key drivers are in line with the Kingdom's industrial development objectives. Yambo Industrial City has overall projection to achieve around $13 billion or more new industrial investment by the year 2020. Currently, 162 industries are in operation and or under construction, and other 54 industries are either under design stage or planning stage. The total investment by the private sector in industrial, commercial, and residential properties is over $68 billion in Yambo الصناعية. Today's session will cover a wide variety of topics such as logistics, renewable energy, and paint and coatings, as we have a big group coming to attend this event, and I welcome them all with Sagia to this forum, which will provide both direct and indirect benefits to our city's existing industries. Our first morning session will provide an outlook of the Yambo Industrial City. This plan incorporates the existing as well as the expansion of the city's land, which we don't consider it expansion anymore because we have already started a couple of projects are under construction right now. The outlook reflects the priorities of the Yambo economic vision, which, as I said, have started 2013, and we did present it to everyone in this room 2015, and the major areas of the investments and growth that will transform Yambo as the main regional hub for logistics, inshallah. The outlook provides large-scale industrial, commercial, and residential development opportunities and the infrastructure necessary for the future growth. This includes diversification of downstream industries that will maximize business values, state-of-the-art logistics, and local jobs. One of the goals of Saudi Vision 2030 is to raise the Kingdom's global ranking in the Logistics Performance Index from 49th to 25th, and Saudi Arabia is located right at the crossroad of important international trade routes between three continents, Asia, Europe, and Africa. Therefore, to ensure the Kingdom is a regional leader, one of the Royal Commission initiative of the National Transformation Program 2020 is development of the multimodal logistic hub in Yambo and the industrial city, the Yambo Industrial City, and the Economic Plan 2030 of the Royal Commission at Yambo has defined this initiative in year 2012. And the Model Logistic Hub is a huge project that we have started already this year. And we are talking about a 75 square kilometer of area to be developed for that project. And the RCI has completed a feasibility study, conceptual as well as detailed designs, and started the construction work in late 2016. The main objective of the multimodal logistic hub is to provide outstanding logistical services to our investors, industries, and through rail, air, and sea transportation system. The logistic hub will provide world-class customer service through safe, reliable, and efficient logistics service, linking our city, Yambo الصناعية, with other regionally and globally areas that we need to do. The project has many components, including rail link, storages, shared tank farms, mineral hub, and special economic zone. All those components will help in optimizing the supply chain for investors and promoting new investments to the kingdom. To support the planned multimodal logistic hub, Yambo Industrial College is establishing a national logistics center of excellence to train employees to support the technology challenges facing by logistical industry. And the Center of Excellence will help build a national reputation for Yambo as a location for logistics service providers, entering the kingdom and serve as the center for logistics to fast-track innovation in Saudi Arabia, as well as the college have started a program for new generation specialized in supply chain. Multimodal logistic hub at Yambo will help making Yambo vision to become a logistic gateway of the MENA region. We will make the trade easier and will make the future of the logistic service much easier for the investors. Several of the city's industrial leaders have already committed to utilize the new hub, which is strengthening the city implementation of this critical project. This morning, we will hear from our colleagues about the projects that RCY is working on to contribute towards achieving the goals of the NTB 2020 as the Saudi Vision 2030 will be complemented to. One of the Royal Commission newest project is the Renewable Energy Cluster, which is being carried out in partnership with K-Care, Marafiq, and other stakeholders to develop renewable energy park in Yambo. We have signed MOU with the K-Care to build a plant over 200 megawatt, and probably the first phase will be a 50 megawatt solar power plant. And the city is engaged with several major global renewable energy players to establish new business in Yambo for the renewable energy. The interdependence between energy and industrial growth is crucial for sustainable development in Yambo al-Sinaiya. Several high-priority renewable energy elements have emerged and identified as important to the kingdom and to Yambo al-Sinaiya. Yambo al-Sinaiya is one of the most suitable sites for generation of renewable energy via solar energy, which will help Yambo to achieve a sustainable industry development. This morning, you will also receive an update on the Royal Commission strategic partnership to implement the Yambo Smart City project. The partnership is being a state-of-the-art telecommunication services network and information technology service throughout Yambo industrial city areas. The Smart City network will improve security and safety system and provide innovative services for all customers in residential, commercial, as well as industrial areas. In summary, Yambo continues to be firmly committed to serving existing and new investors, and great opportunities rest ahead with a growing economic and industrial base. Yambo al-Sinaiya continues to be a focal point for investors. Today, RCY is proud to sign a lease contract with Farabi Petrochemicals Company, a major player in manufacturing of normal paraffin and linear alkyl benzene, with total capital investment over $1 billion, and a total area will be designated for them around 77 hectares. The linear alkyl benzene product is supplied to KSA and other parts of the world, as well as the JCC. Again, thank you for attending this important gathering. I highly appreciate the opportunity and to address the distinguished audience, and thank you very much for your contribution to Yambo al-Sinaiya, as well as your attendance this morning to this forum. Thank you very much.
In recognition of the sponsors of this forum's outstanding and invaluable efforts to build bridges of partnership with the Royal Commission Yambu, I would like to invite the representatives of the sponsoring companies of this forum to the stage to be honored by His Excellency Dr. Ala bin Abdullah Nasif, Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission at Yambu. And the sponsors are Mr. Murray Kenneth, General Manager, Parsons, Special Sponsor. Parsons has been contributing to the world's infrastructure to improve the quality of life for current and future generations. The company is known as a preeminent source of first-of-a-kind solutions for commercial, federal, transportation, and water resources. The second sponsor is Zahid Group, and Mr. Amr Khashoggi, Vice President, Human Resources of the Group Relations. Special sponsor as well. Zahid Group has been connected to commerce for over a century, playing a pivotal role of the development of the kingdom's infrastructure. Golden sponsors, Mr. Haydar Ali Rida, General Manager, Riza Energy Products and Services, Golden Sponsor. Riza Energy Products and Services, a division of Riza Investment Company, established in early 2016 to provide unique value-added products and services for the energy and industrial sectors. Engineer Muhammad Al-Wadi'i, Chairman, Farabi Petrochemicals, Golden Sponsor. Farabi Petrochemicals Company is an integrated petrochemical complex located in Jubail Industrial City. The company provides several competitive advantages like feedback, supplies, utilities, and impeccable infrastructure to compete in the global market. Silver Sponsor, Mr. Ghassan Aswayid, Vice President, Industrial Relations, Yambu Aramco Sinopec Refining Company, Yasrib. As a joint venture with Asia's largest refiner, Sinopec Yasrib is a domestic downstream project that provides multiple benefits to Saudi Arabia and key markets. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, now we start session one of this forum, and the theme of this session is logistics. Establishing a unique logistic platform across 3 continents is one of 2030 vision relevant objectives for the kingdom. Diversifying GDP while improving efficiency of transportation infrastructure and ports management are derived medium-term strategic objectives for National Transformation Plan 2020. The Industrialists Forum will explore achievement and forecast of Yambu Multimodal Logistics Hub, which is one of the most significant initiatives to reach Kingdom's position target in continuously evolving environment. Ladies and gentlemen, please be advised that we have 3 sessions in this forum, and due to time constraints, 15 minutes have been allocated for each speaker. So I would kindly request each speaker to observe the allotted time for his speech or presentation. Your cooperation in this regard is highly appreciated. And now I would like to invite our first speaker, Engineer Abdurrahman Shamashir, Director Cluster Department, Royal Commission Yambu, who's going to shed light on prospects of Yambu Industrial City.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And first, I would like to welcome you to Yanbu Industrial City, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to share some of our successful contributions to the kingdom's economy. The presentation will highlight the Royal Commission overview and Yanbu Industrial City in focus, and then we will talk about the projects that RC is working on, including the multimodal logistic hub, the renewable energy park, as well as the paint and coating initiatives with our partner SAGIA. Starting with the Royal Commission as an organization, the Royal Commission for Jubail and Yanbu was established in 1975 by Royal Decree to plan, construct, manage, and operate the infrastructure necessary to support the development of two new industrial complexes, Jubail Industrial City on the Arabian Gulf and Yanbu Industrial City on the Red Sea coast, with the intention to diversify national economy and to reduce dependence on crude oil as primary source of national income. Today, there are 4 cities under Royal Commission umbrella. In 1975, Royal Commission was established with Jubail Industrial City and Yanbu Industrial City. In 2009, Ras Al Khair Industrial City became under Royal Commission custody, and it will be a significant global and world-class metals and minerals city. In mid-2015, the Kingdom government extended its confidence to Royal Commission by assigning a new industrial city, which is Jazan Economic City. Royal Commission cities have many competitive advantages that enable and facilitate an ideal environment for industrial manufacturers and associated support industries, from local feedstocks to excellent infrastructure, capital financing support, and quality of life. Our industrial cities offer compelling value to all investors. The Royal Commission maintains a very active role in the comprehensive planning and management of the industrial cities and provides all necessary infrastructure services and facilities for both the residential and industrial community. Cluster development and industrial diversification is a major component of the industrial and economic plan for our cities, which consists of 3 major parts for its strategic direction. All 3 dimensions, the industrial, community, and city management, complement each other in several ways. They enable accelerated growth, diversified industrial sectors, and make our cities very attractive location to live, work, invest, and enjoy life. To help you imagine the city size of Yanbu Industrial City, let me share with you that these figures regarding the industrial side. Yanbu is building its clusters with over 50 primary and secondary, while we managed to get more than 150 light and support industries, with the objective of localizing strategic and value-added industries. And besides this, communities are continuously growing with almost 7,000 residential units, and we are close to have 1,000 commercial services centers. After investing a large amount of capital and decades of social and economic development works, today Yanbu Industrial City has become a major economic engine and plays a major role in the kingdom's industrial diversification. We are the 3rd largest global refining hub by having 4 refineries in our city with a capacity of 1.1 million barrels per day. Royal Commission at Yanbu, exports represent 10% of the kingdom GDP. The average annual growth rate of private sector in our cities during the last 5 years is exceeding 12%. RCY has attracted significant number of primary, secondary, light and support industries with focus on downstream industries, in order to optimize the added value of our economy, and the total industrial investment is exceeding 240 billion riyals. Our integrated seaports are hallmarks of the kingdom's development. Jubail and Yanbu are serviced by King Fahd Industrial Port. King Fahd Industrial Port in Yanbu is the largest crude oil export facility on the Red Sea and the 7th in the world for liquid materials exports. Our city has a reliable source of energy and utilities. In Yanbu, we have 3 power plants ensuring the reliability of supply to our industries. Royal Commission cities offer an outstanding quality of life on the shores of the Red Sea and Arabian Gulf, and our cities offer beautifully landscaped residential areas and recreation facilities for families. Also, Yanbu is the first smart city in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We are continuously working on providing an excellent quality of life for our residents. One of our leading examples is the waterfront project, a $1.6 billion long-term investment that is providing many outdoor and water-based activities for residents of Yanbu with 11-kilometer long beaches and islands. Similar projects have been implemented in all of our cities. With a goal for our residents to live healthier and be more productive, RC has invested in building health centers with the highest international standards and equipped with the latest technologies. Royal Commission cities are the place to work, live, and enjoy life. They also have ability to attract and retain high caliber local and international workforce by providing attractive living standards for everyone. Focusing on the development of workforce talents, the Royal Commission at Yanbu has invested in having the right workforce for the industries by building a major colleges and institutions that contribute effectively in the development of an appropriate workforce. These colleges and institutions are well-recognized schools with the major international accreditations, providing an education to male and female students. The colleges and technical institute act as a workforce supplier to local industries and offer tailor-made programs and courses that meet the specific industry requirements. Recently, RCY entered to an agreement with Huawei company, for example, to establish Smart City Training Center for the benefits of the stakeholders. Feedstock produced in Yanbu Industrial City already giving a wide range of products that can serve the needs for downstream petrochemical manufacturing. Yanbu has various clusters which will be linked with each other by the multimodal logistic hub, and Yanbu is working to be an important player in the logistics chain in the kingdom and achieve the kingdom's 2030 vision. Now I will talk briefly on the 3 projects that we are working on because there will be detailed presentations for each one of them. Starting with the multimodal logistic hub. One of the major projects taken by the Royal Commission at Yanbu is building the multimodal logistic hub. It is imperative for Royal Commission at Yanbu to offer its partners and investors with a facility like the multimodal logistic hub, considering the strategic location of Yanbu and the future industrial development. This project will support maintaining the competitiveness of our industries by reducing the logistics cost and diversify economic opportunities. The Royal Commission has planned the rail network with multimodal logistic hub to connect the industries, King Fahd Industrial Port and other ports on the Red Sea, and our project is capitalizing on synergies with King Abdullah Port and Jeddah Islamic Port. The multimodal logistic hub will be detailed or developed in 3 stages, starting in 2018 until 2030, as shown in this site layout. Currently, the rough grading for phase 1 is in progress, showing Royal Commission commitment to support our industrial development in the city, and we are working with service providers to start the investment in this project in Yanbu. Royal Commission at Yanbu is applying the best practices in developing the multimodal logistic hub, and recently we won 2 awards for excellency from Gulf Petrochemical and Chemicals Association, GEPCA, and the first one, the Special Jury Recognition Award for the Multimodal Logistic Hub, and the second one is the Best GCC Academic Institution in Supply Chain, which will be covered in a presentation by Dr. Mohammed Al-Ghamdi. Moving to the renewable energy project. As highlighted in the Saudi Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia has an impressive natural potential for solar and wind power. Our local energy consumption will increase 3-fold by 2030. To build up the sector, we have set ourselves an initial target of generating 9.5 gigawatts of renewable energy for the kingdom. We seek to localize a significant portion of the renewable energy value chain in the Saudi economy, including research and development and manufacturing. RCY is partnering with KCARE and the National Renewable Energy Program to develop the renewable energy cluster. A study was conducted in close collaboration with our partners, and as per the study, which recommends to generate a mix of 500 megawatt of renewable energy by 2020, including a mix of PV, CSP, and wind generation. The study has revealed so far that Yanbu is one of the best locations in the kingdom for combined solar and wind energy generation. To date, total investment in this sector is more than 4.6 billion riyals. Royal Commission has already allocated 100 hectares for renewable energy park, which is closer to power distribution grid. And we have signed an agreement to build a 200 megawatt solar plant with KCARE. Royal Commission is investing more than 150 million riyals to develop the necessary infrastructure in that location. We have major investment opportunities in the renewable energy that support the development of a renewable energy manufacturing hub. And we are negotiating with investors to start their business at RCY Renewable Energy Cluster, and 1 PV model manufacturer is already in construction phase. Moving to the paint and coating cluster, KSA goal is to be the center for paints and coating supply chain. Development of this industry will generate more than 200,000 new jobs for the Saudi nationals. SAGIA and Royal Commission are working together to develop this cluster. SAGIA is playing a major role in developing and promoting this cluster, and RCY is offering services and facilities to make it a grand success, which include the high infrastructure, the training programs, testing facilities, as well as labor camps. The major raw materials are available here in Yanbu, including solvents and pigments. And currently, our partner Jotun Company is located in Yanbu Industrial City, which indicates that this cluster is going to be a success in the future. The proposed location for the paint and coating cluster, RC are allocating a strategic location for this cluster consisting of an area of 133 hectares with high-class infrastructure, and the location is near to the raw materials port, logistic hub, and other stakeholders. Finally, I would like to close my presentation with a few concluding remarks that Royal Commission industrial cities are global hubs for business and industries, high-efficient infrastructure, and modern cities in line with the Kingdom's industrial downstream vision, and numerous investment opportunities are available in our cities for leading companies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Abdurrahman Shamashir. Now I would like to invite Engineer Ayman Al-Harbi, Director Information Technology, Royal Commission Yembu, and the first smart city in the kingdom.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We would like to welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, over here to our session today about the smart city, which is the first smart city in the kingdom, and we are proud about our accomplishment. Our success story started in 2013, September, where our vision started from there. It's a historical day, at that day when we signed our strategic partnership with Bayanat to establish and build our smart city, first smart city in the kingdom. In 2017, April, we had our inauguration ceremony in Riyadh with His Excellency, the Minister of CITC, and also our Chairman, Prince Saud bin Thnayan. It was an amazing day at that day when we had our celebration, and we saw our vision became true, which is aligned with the country vision 2030, inshallah. In May 2017 also, which was last week, we had, alhamdulillah, our strategic partnership also, and also we were considered as a strategic sponsor for MUMRA event about the smart city in the kingdom, where by 2030 we will be having a 17 smart city, and Yembu Industrial City is the first one in the kingdom. I would like to summarize the first phase of the smart city with this video.
أصبحت التقنية جزءاً لا يتجزأ من حياتنا اليومية. تجري جميع معاملاتك المالية وأنت في راحة مكتبك. تسافر عبر تذكرة إلكترونية تحتفظ فيها بهاتفك المحمول. ماذا لو كانت حياتنا في المدينة تدار بطريقة ذكية؟ لقد طورت التقنيات الحالية جوانب كثيرة من حياتنا، حيث نعيش في نظام متكامل لإدارة هذه المدن عبر تقنيات الذكاء الاصطناعي، بشبكات سريعة ومنصات متطورة تحلل البيانات بسرعة هائلة، وبوسائل إلكترونية تسهل الحياة وتهدف إلى استغلال هذه التقنيات لتحسين الأوضاع الاقتصادية والاجتماعية، وغيرها الكثير من التقنيات الحديثة التي ستساهم في تحسين المعيشة عبر قياس جودة الخدمات والرقابة عليها عبر التحكم الآني لها، والتي ستحقق الدعم للاقتصاد المحلي عبر كفاءة استهلاك الطاقة والحفاظ على البيئة. ومن صناعة الفرق صناعياً إلى ثورة رقمية تنطلق إحدى أجمل مدن المملكة، ينبع الصناعية، قلب البحر الأحمر النابض، حيث تقدم تجربة متكاملة لمدينة ذكية بتطبيقات متعددة في الخدمات الحكومية والتعليم والطاقة والخدمات الصحية وبنيتها التحتية والنقل وقطاع السياحة، وتحولها إلى سلسلة إجراءات رقمية سريعة لتصبح أول مدينة ذكية في المملكة العربية السعودية، تتكامل بها رؤية 2030 بمجتمع حيوي واقتصاد مزهر ووطن طموح. تقدم بالتعاون مع شركة بيانات الأولى مشروع مدينة ينبع الصناعية الذكية. في تطلع سباق للمستقبل، قامت الهيئة الملكية بينبع بالتعاون مع شركة بيانات الأولى بتصميم رؤية ذكية مستقبلية لمدينة ينبع الصناعية، حيث تضافرت الجهود بخطوات ثابتة للوصول بينبع الصناعية لأول مدينة ذكية في المملكة. وكجزء من خطوات بناء وتحقيق المدن الذكية، أثمرت الجهود المبذولة بتحقيق أولى الإنجازات من خلال بناء أول شبكة موحدة ذات نفاذ مفتوح لجميع مقدمي الخدمة داخل المدينة في المملكة العربية السعودية، حيث تم إنشاء هذه الشبكة وفق أعلى المعايير المهنية، والتي تتيح للمدينة التحكم الكامل بالشبكة من خلال إنشاء مركز المراقبة والتحكم واستخدامها لإدارة الخدمات الذكية على كافة المستويات الصناعية والخدمية والسكنية. منجزات العام 2016: 1800 كيلومتر تم تغطيتها بالألياف البصرية فايبر، 13,000 وحدة رقمية تم إنشاؤها ل15 قطاع أعمال، 22,000 شبكة محلية، 480 شبكة أعمال، 1000 شبكة تم تفعيلها ومستمرون في الإنجاز. وفق رؤية مملكتنا الحبيبة، نعمل على تطوير بنية تحتية قوية ذات وصول سريع وآمن للموارد الرقمية، ومدن ذكية ذات مزايا تنافسية ومقومات استثنائية لتعزيز الاستثمارات النوعية وتنويع موارد الاقتصاد لضمان استدامته.
Right now, I will be showing the fiber project for 2017 and onward. Right now, all the colorful area on the right, which is represent the residential area, it has been covered with fiber. By first quarter of 2018, we will be covering more than 2,500 kilometers of fiber. Even show the heavy industrial area and also the light industrial area, it will be covered with fiber. The fund has been allocated. Also, the project has been, the notice to proceed has been sent to the vendor last week. We will be talking also in details. If you have like any questions later on, we will be discussing when will be all this implemented and showing, inshallah, in the first quarter of 2018. To show our safe security and safe for our city, we have 87 traffic intersection. It has been covered with fiber and also with CCTV. Also with digital signage boards. All this intersection has been connected to our Unified Operations Center, which will ensure our safe and security for the city. Also, we created a community portal for our community for reservation for restaurant, hospital, car rentals, and also for all the maintenance and related to RC buildings. Phase 2, which has been started already in mid of 2017. At the first quarter of 2017. This has been started with the alliance with our strategic partnership that we signed with Huawei company, and I will show you a small video about it. It will summarize the whole phase 2. This is a summary of the services that it will be implemented in by first quarter in 2018. We have a heavy vehicle management system. We have smart parking. We have lighting system, management system, smart pole solutions, and also smart manhole metering for the energy, venue crowd analysis, smart waste management. All these smart services, we call it value-added service. It will be connected to one unified operations center to control the city and also to improve the efficiency of our utilization for the city. Everything it will be later on putting in the one dashboard to show, and it will be represented on the city. I will show you the small video to summarize everything on this.
Royal Commission of Yanbu had embarked a smart city vision with an objective to be one of the best smart cities in the world and to leverage digital technologies to meet best citizen experience while achieving operation optimization goals set by Vision 2030. As the world's leading ICT solution provider, Huawei leverages new technologies to enable the smart city, reshaping the society, enabling more open and closer collaboration, and bring the innovation with infinite potential. On September 2016, RCY and Huawei signed an MOU to renovate 10 services in the city including unified smart street poles with intelligent lighting, Wi-Fi, environment monitoring, Internet of Things platform, bringing connectivity to the whole city to enable digital services, optimizing routes of waste cars by telling drivers which bins are full, scanning heavy vehicles in motion for violation of weight that destroys roads, capturing vehicles' information to ensure road safety, and sending back to Command and Control Center for monitoring and control, with the ability to track incidents throughout the city by high-definition cameras. By the multimedia and visible Command and Control Center, the dispatcher is able to drag icons to process the incident. By enabling parking lot inquiry and tracking over mobile applications, with easy-to-use wayfinding and payment. RCY and Huawei signed an agreement to build an innovation center and Huawei Academy. Focus on a city platform that brings operation integration by analyzing all city information, and open the platform for continuous development through open data standards. The Academy, in cooperation with Yanbu Technology Institute, will train new developers and architects to utilize this platform. RCY and Huawei are going to build the first integrated operation center where the information is aggregated, exchanged, and shared to bring insights to the operations. RCY and Huawei are cooperating to boost the city economy and development, to bring happiness and safety to citizens, and participate in the creation of digital economy of the people.
Thank you so much for joining us for this journey.
Thank you very much, Engineer Ayman Al-Harbi. Our third speaker in this forum, the first session, is Mr. Marcus Meissner, Managing Partner, Camelot Management Consultants, Middle East, who's going to present on new market opportunities.
Inshallah. Your Excellency, dear ladies and dear gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here again. It's my fifth time already, and I'm very delighted to see this kind of lineup of the speakers, but more important about the topics. The topics we are speaking today is the MMLH, which is a multimodal logistic hub, but more important is the framework we are working in. So I will speak about the new market opportunities we have here and what's the framework of the globe. So my agenda is about the globe, because we are living and acting in a globe environment, and Yanbu is serving not just Saudi Arabia or the region, but also the globe. Second, I will speak about, it's called One Belt, One Road initiative, and how this will affect the GCC and also us. And then speaking about the multimodal logistic hub, of course, and a little bit ourselves. So what we can see as of today, we have 6 mega trends. Each of these mega trends, the first number 3 are regional trends, and the other 3 are global trends affecting us today and will change us in private life as well as in business life. And it's on you to decide as a private person as well as a business, as a government and in companies, whether you tackle them and you see it as an opportunity or a challenge. So as time limitation we have, I will not speak all of them. Everybody know about economic diversification, so that's another topic I can speak about, but not today. I'm not speaking about cost optimization. As you know, I'm a consultant. 3 years back when I went in this room or somebody else and they said, I want to have cost optimization projects, everybody laughed about me. Nowadays, it's a key topic of the region. The next one is new opportunities, investment opportunities, not just in supply chain, but also logistic. These are regional topics which you have to tackle. More important, however, are global. So where are your markets? We're on the west coast of Saudi Arabia. Don't see Saudi Arabia itself. Look, where are your markets? The markets are shifting from the old Western markets to new frontiers. We used to have BRICS as emerging markets. They're gone. We only have India because of the oil price. It's a good market for us. China is slowing down. They're looking for new markets. The major new markets is next to us, Africa. So this is a key topic in the future, and we need to get access more and more about it. The other topic is One Belt, One Road. When I spoke last year, end of last year, say it will change GCC. We will have over $100 billion investment in 2017. Everybody didn't believe us. You look in the news, it's reality today. And the other thing which you tackled already is smart city. Smart city is a part of Internet of Things. Oil is the past. Big data is the new oil. So everything which is combined with that will change. And believe it or not, that's why we also have the college today here. It will change our lives and working. It's predicted that in 10 years' time, 65% of the jobs are not even created today. So we will change dramatically. So this Internet of Things will be our key changer next to the One Belt, One Road, which I tackled today. So think about your new markets. And you can think about 40% of the world population in 2030 are in India, China, and Africa. And we're very close to them. So we have to serve them with our oil products, chemicals, and new technology products. So these are our new markets, and we can prepare for that. We have visitors. I was yesterday in Riyadh, and Mr. Trump was also there. So, but also my chancellor, Mrs. Merkel, came. So they are visiting Saudi Arabia. And Mr. Trump visited the first travel ever he went to Saudi Arabia. There are reasons for it. It's because of trade. He and Mrs. Merkel understand that Saudi Arabia is a strategic partner for trade and for the growth for the future. And this we have to take into consideration. Another thing is they understand that the world is moving from US, from West Europe towards Asia. So when you can see, for example, world trade is done through ports. And when you go from containerized business, the top 10 ports today, where? In Asia and Jebel Ali. And we will have another top 10 port here, is King Abdullah Port, which is next to us. So these are the future ports, and we need to get connected. And this is what we've done with our multimodal logistic hub, which I'll tell you in a second. So we speak about this One Belt, One Road, which is long history. I can tell you from my personal experience, my mom is born in Shanghai. So my grandfather used the old Silk Road to work and to make trade in China. So we have a new Silk Road, a new land and sea borders. And why is China doing it? It's not because they like to trade with us, no, because they see limitation of their domestic growth. So they realized we have to go and reactivate this One Belt, One Road initiative about 3 years back. And it's now happening. It's over 65 countries. Imagine, 65 countries. You know what that means? That's about every third, fourth country in the world is participating in this initiative. It will change our lives in a positive way, because even China learned with the way of Africa, you cannot just go in there and make business and get some resources out of it. You need to have equal partnership with them. You have to learn, to understand the culture and to work together. And Saudi is one of the leading partners with them, today and in the future. So Saudi Arabia understood that to see, okay, we have equal partnership. What can we bring on the table? And you have here some of the key elements. So we are not Africa. We are already developed. We have the technology. We have the power, the financial power to be an equal partner. But China has one key advantage. They know how to trade for thousands of years. They're very good traders. So they will help us to get connected to this One Belt, One Road initiative with the ports, with rail, and with other initiatives. But it's not enough. What we need in order to trade, we need investments in industries. So they will also help us to develop our industries further, because they're very advanced, as you could see on a smart city, and new technologies. And this will help us to have a win-win situation. So for your businesses, what do you have to do? With the leadership of Dr. Allah, we realized in 2014, we need to be connected. Connectivity can't be only just with the port, but you have to be connected with the rail. So you have a decision to make in new investments. You have to be in an industrial city who will be connected to good ports and will be connected to rail. And this have to be connected to the One Belt, One Road. If not, stay out of it. This is very important message. You have to be part of the One Belt, One Road. You have to be part of the rail network, and you have to be connected with the world-class ports. We have one of the best liquid ports of the world. However, with the container, we have next door King Abdullah port. So we will connect them with the rail, and you will have some very positive news upcoming. So when you see about industrial cities alone and the development about this region and in Saudi Arabia, not everybody can be a winner. But what I said before, with the long vision about 2014, that we said, okay, we need to be a gateway of Saudi Arabia, we need to be a logistic hub, and we need to get connected to the world. Yanbu and Jizan will be a winner. Saying that, Vision 2030, as you know, just published 2016. However, our project started 2014 and all have all the ingredients which the Vision 2030 and the NTP program had. So once again, special economic zones, we will have it. Once again, we will be connected and it will be a gateway as a logistic hub. And we will be connecting not just the region or Africa, but the world. As we are a German-Swiss consultancy, what we did is with the feasibility study, we did a business case. And I spoke it over the last years. So we have all the ingredients, we have every facility which we needed, and more important, we have a business case. And we did it in 2014, and I'm very delighted to say, with the business case, we have actual traffic numbers from 2015 and 16, and we found out that our business case was German conservative planning. We already have 9.6% more traffic than we calculated in a business case. So 2014, our business case was valued. Today, it's even more valued. And this is very, very important. What our engineer Abdul Raham already mentioned, we're starting in the ground. We have in our first phase, we are rough grading, and we will be finished latest first quarter next year to have the full first phase ready to implementation. But we don't stop. In 2014, as we said, we started to make collaboration. And you know what that means, collaboration 2014, which government wanted to collaborate. So what we did to say, okay, we go to King Abdullah Economic City, we go to King Abdullah Port and say, let's make a freight corridor on the west coast, together with Jeddah and in the future to Jizan, to connect to the land bridge. And this MOU was not just signed, but is lived. We have today a very active project team who makes the rail link happening. Parallel, as we are going for investors and government, we're working very, very close to make final agreements to make this rail link as well as the MMLH happening. So once again, you have to tackle all key trends, regional and global, and have to think if you will be part of it or not. The organization, the private and government organization, who will tackle and deal best with it, will come out best. And as we can see with Royal Commission, we tackle all of them very good. So why we can say that? We are part of a consultancy group who, with the Minister of Commerce at that time, 2011, did the first thing about the free zone and special economic concept, which were first thought then also with Modern and Royal Commission in Yanbu. Already mentioned, we are already recognized in the region and in the globe for having a good project and implementation mode. And we're giving you some guidance with our papers, aggressive mode, do you speak Mandarin or should you learn Mandarin? It's not about the language, it's about the culture. I think if you have partners, you have to understand the other side and then you can proceed with it. So once again, thank you for listening to me, and I'm curious to get some questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Meissner. Our fourth speaker in session 1 is Dr. Muhammad Al-Ghamdi, Colleges and Institutes Division, Royal Commission, Yanbu, presentation entitled National Center of Excellence in Supply Chains and Logistics.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Al-Ghamdi. I work in the Colleges and Institutes, and today I will be presenting the National Center of Excellence in Supply Chain and Logistics. The project is derived from the Royal Commission economic vision to establish an industrial focus National Center of Excellence in Supply Chain and Logistics. And the goal is to support the industry in the area of supply chain and logistics within the kingdom and across the borders. As you can see here from the below figures, we have the National Center of Excellence. It is belong the technology and workforce under the community projects, and we have the multimodal logistical hub under the industrial sectors. So being the Center of Excellence under technology, being the Center of Excellence under technology and workforce, it means it supports the multi-modal logistical hub in the area of technology and supporting the talent and workforce required to support the area, as well as supporting the other industrial sectors within Yanbu for short terms. Medium terms, we are planning to support the entire the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and for long-term GCC and MENA region. The vision 2030 for Saudi Arabia, if you conclude the vision, read through it, you will come up with 5 main things. Strong and high-skilled Saudi workforce, bigger role for small, medium enterprises, and a robust manufacturing center, as well as business-friendly environment and great strategic trade relation. These are important, and the Center of Excellence will support in all these pillars. Below you see visions for the GCC countries. Here we have the vision for Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Qatar. They have visions for 2030. UAE, they have a vision for 2021, Kuwait 2035, and Oman, they have a vision on the 2040, although they have another 2020 vision. So seeing all these vision happening in the GCC area, this will excite the area for more collaboration as well as integration. Looking at the trade facilitation agreement through the World Trade Organization, this agreement was being signed and put in force on the 22nd February 2017. through the World Trade Organization after voting of the 2/3 of the 164 members. Saudi Arabia has ratified on the 28th July 2016, and we have Kuwait and Qatar are still, inshallah soon they will ratify. Looking at the trade facilitation agreement, there is 3 main sections, 24 articles. These articles include articles related to the customers and how traders could see the requirement. For example, putting information on the internet, opportunities for traders to comment within the country and between borders, and the mandatory tariff classification. It has to be clear and classified. You can also appeal custom decisions. So within, since Saudi Arabia was already ratified, trader could appeal custom decisions and single window service. For Saudi Arabia, we are at we are at the 97%. The only 2 articles that Saudi Arabia is still have not notified yet is the opportunity to comment and single window service. I think, inshallah, in the short term, it will be notified. Where we are, supply chain is one of the areas we see a lot of development and change. And these are just 2 examples I got from the internet. One of them is a service through Amazon. They have a service called Prime Air Service, where they use these drone UAV vehicles to transfer shipments and delivery. And this was a pilot experiment through a customer living in the Cambridge area, England. And it took almost 13 minutes to deliver a popcorn to a customer. These drone weight around 5 pounds, and it fly 400 feet above ground, and it is fully guided by GPS. When we look at that, we think of supply chain. And imagine if you purchase an item and you get it in less than half an hour. Amazon, they promise that you get the shipment in half an hour, otherwise your shipment is almost free. So this will put a lot of challenge to the supply chain. 3D printing, we all know 3D printing, well known for reverse engineering and prototyping. But now old school logistics is not anymore agile and dynamics. We have a 3D printing machine that does print not only prototyping items, but also concrete walls, as you can see on the bottom pictures. Okay, this is this slide. I think Marcus have shown this slide earlier. The reason I showed this slide is because I want to show the land and sea Silk Road, old and new. As you can see, Yanbu is located on the old and new Silk Road. So this will give the opportunity for Yanbu, as it is basically centered between the Asia and Africa and Europe. So the location of Yanbu is very great location. You have India here, and you have China, you have Europe. Madiq Bab al-Mandab is right here. The Egyptian, Swiss Canal, Jabal Tariq, all the way to Pacific and Panama Canal. So very much you can connect the entire globe. We have a very great location, and as you can see from this picture, is still the old and new Silk Road is on the map. This is the global maritime route. As you can see, the contour colors for different type of shipment. We have containers represented in the yellow color, the dry bulk like coals and aggregate in the blue. We have tankers in red. and gas bulk on green, vehicles on purple. This is the real route, and as you can see, Yanbu location is right across the Red Sea, and it is in very great location. So it does connect Africa to Asia and Europe and the US. The logistics performance index for Saudi Arabia is for 2016. They haven't published 2017. It will be published by the end of the year. We are at 52. Germany is number 1. UAE is already 13, and UAE wanted to reach the top 10 in terms of logistics service providers. What I wanted to say here is we are at 52, and Saudi Arabia for sure definitely will, after this 2030 vision, this number will drop down. And when I looked at the details of this number, a lot of low grade we got in customs. So I'm very sure with the initiatives of the government, this number will easily go down, inshallah. Okay. This is very interesting slide. If we looked at the product, global chemical capacity, million metric ton per year 2015 for Middle East and Africa is 77 million metric ton, and it is anticipated to reach 119 on 2025. If we look at the numbers and subtract the two numbers together, the difference is 42 million metric ton. If we assume the relation is linear, then we have almost 5% increase every year. So if you take the 77 million metric ton and add in almost 5% every year, after 10 years, you will get 119. Compare that with China. China produced around 172 million metric ton, and they're supposed to reach 241 on the 2025, and their percentage change is only 3.5%. So in the Middle East and Africa, we have a big challenge, as our percentage for increase is a bit high. And these are not any feedstock. We are talking about ethanol, polypropylene, methanol, benzene, paraxylene, and chlorine. Ethanol is used to make polyethylene, and propylene is used to manufacture polypropylene, methanol, and benzene are fuel. Paraxylene used to make up PET for the water barrel in front of you, and chlorine is the chlor, used also in the recipe of PVC. These are the mineral maps in Saudi Arabia. If we look at the map, we see most of these minerals is on the area of the west area of Saudi Arabia. And on the right, as Marcus showed earlier on his presentation, we have the rail connection and future expansion for rail. If we look at the rail connection from Riyadh down to the west coast of Saudi Arabia, can utilize this rail to carry these minerals. It is untapped minerals, only tiny has been captured. And it could be, Yanbu could be used as a hub for exporting these minerals. It could be also further processed into chemicals, and it could be exported from our location. Some people might say, okay, you have Jeddah port, and you have King Abdulaziz economic city. Jeddah port is already busy port. King Abdulaziz economic port. We don't, in Royal Commission, I don't think we considered ourselves to compete. Royal Commission is more about collaborating and integrating with them. Here from this slide, what I wanted to show is the International Maritime Organization. They announced the sulfur limit on the fuel for the maritime shipment. They wanted to reach 0.5% on the starting from the 2020. This will put the shipping cost prices to go up in billions of US dollars. And this will give the opportunity for the Center of Excellence to think and acquire and create ideas for innovation and for improving and supporting the industry. What is supply chain to non-oil economy? Supply chain to non-oil economy could support the increase of federal direct investment. It will decrease the poverty. It will also help when you have a great and efficient supply chain. You could also increase the market penetration across the value chain. So the more you have an efficient supply chain, the more you could reach a lot of markets, and easily we could export non-oil products. It will also help diversification of the product and therefore market competitiveness and opportunity. Definitely it will create more jobs and it will decrease the government spending. Saudi Arabia is all about capacity. As we can see from this slide, compared with different GCC countries, Saudi Arabia by far is the largest producing market in the GCC area. Compared with UAE, Oman, Qatar, and Bahrain, we are by far the largest growing logistic market. Now, a little bit, we'll talk about the Center of Excellence, where it could support, area of and technologies where this center could anticipate is artificial intelligence, as we can see from the drone backed by Amazon. Lean to Agile is a very interesting subject now. Lean is about, they're telling me now I have only 2 minutes, but we'll try to push very fast. Thank you very much. So Lean to Agile, I think we all know that, modeling and simulation, digitalization and green logistics. This area where we could use to as a technology for the center. The center would support in 3 main pillars: education, research, and consultation. Customized training such as procurement, risk management, warehousing, inventory, distribution, and shipment, and shipping training. Research, we could do an applied research focused on the Vision 2030 to support the economic diversification and the required skilled workforce. Consultation and transfer technology to the industry, government and private firms, small, medium enterprises, and logistic service providers. By providing skilled gap analysis, auditing for the processes across the value chain, piloting and adapting new technology. With us, we have our partners and team. Penn State University ranked #1. We have Professor Dennis Cheyenne, who's the Virginia Lewis Prinzak Professor of Finance. We have also James Thomas, who is William Lloyd Professor of Risk Management. Through Parson, our strategic partnership partner with Royal Commission, we have Dr. Greg Vortman, who is a research scientist. And this is some of the seminars and training we do. We had some procurement training certified by CIPP, and we have students who received their certificates and passed the exam. We communicate with industry and dialogue for announcing the center and the understanding the know and how from the industry. What are we doing now? We are building with our partners the vision, mission, and values, identifying the potential partners, organizational design, the governance, technology theme, benchmarking. We are also working on the stakeholder analysis, implementation plan, business model, infrastructure requirement, and the center funding. With that, if you have any question, I think I will leave it later. I have just a small video I wanted to show. I would like you to look at that video and think of supply chain while watching this video. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Al-Ghamdi. Now I would like to invite His Excellency Dr. Ala bin Abdullah Nasif, Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission, Yambu, to the stage to honor the speakers of Session 1. And the speakers are Engineer Abdurrahman Shamashir, Director Cluster Department, Royal Commission, Yambu. Engineer Ayman Al-Harbi, Director Information Technology, Royal Commission, Tiambo. Mr. Marcus Meissner, Managing Partner, Camlet Management Consultants, Middle East. And Dr. Muhammad Al-Ghamdi, Colleges and Institutes Division, Royal Commission, Yambo. Now I would like to invite Engineer Muhammad Al-Wadi'i, Chairman of Farabi Petrochemicals, to join His Excellency Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission at Yambo on the stage for agreement signing. This agreement signing entitles Farabi Petrochemical Company to establish its second complex in Yambo Industrial City on an area of more than 77 hectares to produce more than 600,000 tons of various petrochemical products, paraffin and linear benzene, in addition to many manufacturing and specialized products, with an investment volume of approximately 3.4 billion riyals. The project is scheduled to start in the second quarter of the current year, 2017. The project is expected to start commercial operation in the first quarter of 2020. Now it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Wang Xiaobing, Vice President of Norinco International, to join His Excellency Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission at Yambu for a memorandum signing. The Royal Commission at Yambu signs this memorandum of understanding with Norinco International, a subsidiary of North China Industries, a provider of railway transport solutions and long-term international railway operator. This memorandum of understanding aims at building the components of the logistics center in Yambu Industrial City, including the station and the associated railway network. It is worth mentioning that a previous memorandum of understanding between the Royal Commission for Jebel and Yambu and North China Industries Company was signed in Beijing, People's Republic of China, on March 16, 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, now we start session 2 on renewable energy. Today, investing in renewable energy is no less important than the discovery of oil in the 1930s in Saudi Arabia last century. Thus, the kingdom is planning to invest up to $50 billion to get 10% of its electricity from renewable sources in 2023 and be able to develop, manufacture, and export renewable energy advanced technologies. Royal Commission initiative will localize this industry by hosting the largest comprehensive and fully integrated commercial solar panel factory at Yambu Industrial City. Now I would like to invite our first speaker in this session, Engineer Fahad Abdullah Al-Shihri from the Ministry of Energy, Industry and Mineral Resources, to shed light on National Renewable Energy Program.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is really a pleasure to be here today, and I would like to thank Royal Commission at Yambu for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk about National Renewable Energy Program. So I would like to start by agenda of my presentation. So first, I will be giving you a background of renewable energy initiatives and its objectives. Next, I will be talking about the governance and the execution model of the program. Then I will be talking about targets and timeline, and finally, I will show you the localization and Saudization strategies. When you look at the energy consumption in the kingdom, so from the supply side, 40% of domestic fuel is being consumed in the utilities, where the energy demand is growing rapidly, on average of 3% annually, and meeting the future growth is really a challenge. So we understand the challenge. The government is implementing solutions to mitigate the future growth. A comprehensive agenda is led by Ministry of Energy on both supply and demand side. So the ministry is overseeing programs to be implemented. So from the supply side, the targeted programs are price reforms, utility sector efficiency, renewable energy, and when it comes to the demand side, we have price reforms, energy efficiency, demand side management. And also the ministry is looking at electricity sector restructuring. So in my presentation today, I will be focusing on renewable energy program. Last year, the kingdom announced its vision, 2030 vision, which called for a national renewable energy program. So basically, the national renewable energy program is part of 2030 vision, and it targets 9.5 gigawatt by 2023. And the objectives are: create renewable energy industry by encouraging public and private partnership, also by allowing private sector to buy and invest in renewable energy. National Renewable Energy Program. So the idea is to be responsible for all renewable energy related initiatives in the kingdom and to review legal and regulatory frameworks. Investing for long term. The localization is a key element. The kingdom is looking to localize a significant portion of renewable energy value chain in the Saudi economy, including research and development, manufacturing, and other sections of the value chain. By 2020, there is also a national transformation program which will help to achieve the 2030 vision targets and identify the challenges. So there are about 24 government entities participating in National Transformation Program, and the operating model of the National Transformation Program is divided into phases. It starts by identifying the challenges through defining targets for 2020, and those targets will be translated into initiatives to reach the strategic objectives, and then implementation plans will be set to understand the impact on government spending and resources. Those targets will be announced and published, and finally those targets will be monitored for further improvement. So when it comes to the renewable energy, which is our topic today, the identified national renewable energy target by 2020 is 3.45 gigawatt, which will be divided into 3 stages. And the targeted technologies are solar, wind, and waste to energy. The Ministry of Energy is the party which has been given the responsibility to achieve all energy initiatives and targets set out in 2030 vision. So basically, the ministry, to achieve the National Renewable Energy Program, the ministry has created new office named Renewable Energy Project Development Office, REPDO. So the office will be responsible to deliver the National Renewable Energy Program. So the office I'm representing today will be responsible for the tendering process, pre-development activities, evaluation, and awarding. The office reports to a steering committee chaired by the Minister of Energy, His Excellency Khalid Al-Faleh, and the committee includes key energy stakeholders in the kingdom, and there are about 40 employees working for the office from different entities, mainly from KA Care, Saudi Electricity Company, and Saudi Aramco. Now, how do we manage the tendering process? So we are doing that through the e-procurement portal. So it is the platform to execute and manage the entire tendering process. And all communication between the office and the bidders and suppliers will be done through this platform. Questions, feedback, all will be done by this platform. Now, when it comes to the execution model, so the kingdom sees that the independent power producer model is an important factor in attracting the private sector investments. So basically, the National Renewable Energy Program will be based on IPP model. So it will be open for local and international companies with experience in electricity sector. And the award will go to the lowest levelized cost of electricity. Now, when it comes to the off-takes, so the off-taker in our case will be a limited liability company financially guaranteed by Saudi Electricity Company. So there will be a long-term power purchase agreement to be signed between the project company and the off-taker. For the purpose of de-risking the projects, RIPDO will be providing all necessary permits, land, and pre-development studies, such as grid impact study, environmental impact studies, on-ground measurements, and so on. So, as I mentioned, all energy generated from renewable energy projects will be sold to the off-taker and guaranteed. As I mentioned, the 2030 vision targets 9.5 gigawatt by 2023, and by 2020, the National Transformation Program target is 3.45 gigawatt, and it will be divided into 3 rounds. First round will be 700 megawatt. We have 2 projects, solar PV at Skaka, 300 megawatt. The tender of this project is already released and it is in the market now. And we are targeting to issue the request for qualification for 400 megawatt wind project at Dawmat Al Jandal by the 3rd quarter of this year. Round 2 will be 1.02 gigawatt, 620 megawatt of solar PV, and 400 megawatt of wind. Round 3 will be 1.73 gigawatt, and we are looking at 10 sites. Under the National Renewable Energy Program under Vision 2030 will increase the share of renewable energy of the total generation capacity in the kingdom. So by 2023, the share of renewables will be 10%, and by 2020, it will be 4%. By 2023, the targeted technologies are solar PV, wind, solar CSP, waste to energy, and perhaps other technologies. So as the program develops, we will continue to monitor and make adjustments to the technology mix where necessary. This is very important to ensure that we are installing the most competitive and advanced technologies. So I would like to share with you very important dates for round 1, which is the basis of National Renewable Energy Program. So in February, the first request for qualification was released, and the first request for proposal was officially launched by His Excellency Khalid Al-Falih, the Minister of Energy, during the Saudi Arabia Investment Forum, which took place at Riyadh, and this was done on April 17th. And we are, the first project bid award will be on November 2017. And basically, Dawmat Al Jandal wind project, as I mentioned, will be issued in the 3rd quarter of this year. As I mentioned, local content is a key pillar to 2030 vision. So in order to do that, we are looking basically at 2 things. First, creating policies to ensure that the international investments has an impact on local value chain. Secondly, we are working with our partners to identify the key industries and to basically develop new business plans. Now, Saudization compliance metric is being developed to measure the level of Saudization and local spending in the kingdom of the total expected capex of the project, and also to establish and develop a network of local suppliers. So the bidders will be required to achieve certain percentage of local content, and to do that, this formula will be used. So it is based on localized value over the total project capex, where the localized value is the goods, services, materials, which has to be sourced from Saudi Arabia, plus the salary paid to Saudi nationals. So for round one, we have stipulated in the tender to achieve 30% of the local content, and basically this percentage will be increased as the program moves. To summarize, the National Renewable Energy Program is a strategic initiative designed to balance the domestic energy mix, deliver long-term economic stability to the kingdom, work towards carbon reduction commitment, and maximize the local content and job creation. Thank you for your listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fire alarm system went on this morning because smoke was detected somewhere in this building. Please be advised that smoking is strictly prohibited all over this building. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Thomas Schaltes, board member of Switec Group GmbH Germany, to speak on renewable energy in Yanbu, present and future. Please.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody. I would like really to thank the Royal Commission of Yanbu to have given me the opportunity to know such a nice place. This place has already inspired us from some time ago, and we are working presently on a hybrid wind and solar project that I will present in this session here. Well, you will forgive me to shortly present our company. Switec is a German wind and solar greenfield developer. It has over 20 years of experience of international project experience all over the project life cycle. It has an extended know-how internally that has been built on over the years. So in our activities, we start with an early stage of the project. It starts with the screening. Here you see a wind map. Below, we have to secure those lands. Here you see people from people from Kenya assisting a presentation of a wind power project. Then we do the resource assessment, we do the licensing, and then in construction we do the management of the construction and operation and maintenance. Here's a project of the Switec, the distribution of the Switec group. So it has been born in Germany, so in Germany our headquarters, and then very rapidly you see that our main markets are presently Mexico and Brazil. You see here a big dot, blue dot, Saudi Arabia. We have been looking at this market for quite a long time, as we also perceive it can become a platform for us for the Middle East. So what have we done in these 20 years? We have developed more than 20 wind farms, 30 wind farms in all over Germany. We have built up experience in the development, in the construction and the maintenance all over the year. We have arranged financing solution to build this project, more than 30 wind farms, 110 turbines installed. We have acted as management of the construction in all projects, and all projects are still under our management concerning operation and maintenance in the case of Germany. And very important point, we had outstanding achievement that all our wind parks are producing more energy than we initially planned. Our second market, more important market, is Brazil. We have done well over there. We work with wind and solar projects, so we have already 440 megawatt in operation, 470 are in construction. We have 1,001 gigawatt of project ready for auction, and we have a pipeline ready of some 5 gigawatt of project. Wind project. We continue with solar. We have not yet succeeded to win in auction with solar project, but we have 1 gigawatt of solar project ready, 5 gigawatt of advanced project in the pipeline. Second market, also with good numbers. We like Mexico. Mexico has a very steady growth, so we are doing well there over 10 years, and we expect this market to continue very firmly with solar and wind. Also here, we have been one of the early mover in this market, so we can write quite big megawatt numbers. Then, as we have orientated our development, international development of Sovitech on Latin America in the first time, we are present in Argentina and Chile. I will not lose too much time talking about the number, but we have big expectation about Argentina that is now entering into a new phase and needs a lot of energy. Also, it has run out of, or is running out of oil, has run out of natural gas, so renewables takes the place. So, see here some smaller markets of Latin America, Colombia, Peru, and Uruguay. So we are active there since long. Uruguay we have started some 12 years ago. It is a small market. But we expect it will go further. So that are markets where you have seldomly auctions, so you have to wait for years to get an opportunity to commercialize your projects. So we had also a look east of Germany, so we entered Russia very, very early, and Kazakhstan. So little has been done on this market still now, but we are ready once it will take off. That is something that we have experienced in over 20 years of renewable energy development, is that we need patience. And with this patience, we also are presently opening new hubs. So we clearly see that East Africa is a growing market for renewables. We have a fantastic resource in Ethiopia and Kenya, so that will be the engines of renewables for East Africa. We have also good expectations that Far East will enter into this renewable energy area. And there we opened a hub in Thailand. For the Middle East, we see clearly Saudi Arabia with a fantastic potential, a fantastic wind potential that is not easy to find in the region. So we really want to develop ourselves in Saudi Arabia to deserve this region further. But Saudi Arabia has been I would say, quite difficult for us. We have been prospecting here since 3 years, looking at the market very closely. So what do we see? That it has a first-class solar and wind resource, but the challenge is, or was, highly difficult. The framework was not here, but I just heard, thank you very much, I'm delighted by your presentation. I see that all the hurdles that we have experienced in the past 3 years in Saudi Arabia, impeding us to go ahead, are being solved. So I really think that politics are putting the right frameworks for those renewables to develop. So, having the answers, I will not insist, but for a private developer in Saudi Arabia, it is nearly impossible, foreign private developer, nearly impossible to secure land, and each project starts with having land. We have had some difficult experience also in economical cities. We have some difficulties to get information of the resource. Solar is easy, but wind is a bit more tricky. Also difficult to understand what is the capacity of the grid. So when you start a wind power project of some 200 megawatt, you want to be sure that it can enter into the grid in 3 years' time, and this data was not freely accessible. Licensing, so we do not know yet exactly how will environmental licensing happen in Saudi Arabia. It is something new. The market, so there was no specific framework for renewable IPP, but really here I think that we have a big answer. It will give a fantastic boom to the market. And also we do not know yet how those projects will be financed in case of IPP activity. But I really see that we are on the right way in Saudi Arabia. So what is Sovitech doing in Yanbu? Well, in Yanbu, we have access to land, we have access to electrical grid, we have a really good wind resource, also clear, a nice solar resource. We have a great cooperative RCI administration. We have a fantastic concentration of potential clients, off-takers, big energy-intensive industries, and there is a lot of space around to expand this renewable energy activity. So, considering that in Yanbu we have energy-intensive petrochemicals concentrating 10% of world's production, I can say that Yanbu can turn, or is already, a showcase of the necessity to save oil for chemicals and exports and use widely the renewable energy that are present here for power generation and transportation, as those alternatives are available here, insisting. So everything here is in place to work with renewable energies, and the future of this petrochemical city will be petrochemicals. So let's keep the feedstock for this prime use. Well, here is our wind power project, Yanbu. It is located nearby the Marafiq power plant along the flooding zone that is passing through the economical zone. We have planned up to now 38 wind turbines of nearly 3 megawatts. That gives a total of a plant of 100 megawatt. Nice plant. We expect here a wind speed of some 7 meters per second at a height of 140 meters. 7 meters per second is a good wind compared to what we can find in Europe, and that results in a capacity factor of some 40%. In comparison, in Europe, you get capacity factors between 25 when you're very lucky, and once you are at the North Sea, you get maybe 30-35%. So really, Yanbu has an excellent wind resource. So let's make use of this wind. And okay, as said, we have in Yanbu, we have grid. We have 3 big power stations. We have a very strong grid where we can connect those generation units. And we accept also to have some success to sell the power of this wind park to the local industry. So what is the stage of this project? We are presently in the land allocation process. We are working on it, and if everything goes well, we could have this wind park of 100 megawatts in operation in the first quarter of 2019. The solar plant of Yanbu. So in order to get some synergies, the solar plant is located right beside the wind park to use partly the same electrical infrastructure. It will have an output of some 130 megawatt peak. And also here we have an excellent radiation. In Yanbu we have a radiation that is nearly or about the double of some places of Germany. And with this we get a fantastic capacity factor again of over 30%. Again, here we want to sell this power to Marafik or to local industry. What is the stage of this project? It has been started a bit later, so we are still in the application for the land allocation. Solar projects are quicker to be built, quicker than a wind project, so this project could be ready already in the fourth quarter of 2018. So we lack a little bit of time. Here we have a video of this wind and solar park. Well, so we see that the future, or the present, sorry, of renewable energy in Yanbu is quite clear. So there are initiatives of K-Care. We as Sovitech present, would say, not a competition, but a complement to K-Care work, opening the market to independent power producers. But what will come after this first step? Well, what I see, I love wind since a pair of decades. I see the possibility of a very large-scale wind on the Red Sea coast. So we have an excellent known resource since about 10 years on the Egyptian side, excellent world-class wind, but also on the Saudi side we have some 500 kilometers of world-class wind that can be exploited. The environmental impact, as this zone is very little urbanized, is without any problem, and it combines very well with the solar resource. So I would say that this north coast, this coast north of Yanbu, can turn into a Saudi El Dorado of renewable energy. We have fantastic wind, we have first-class sun. So the technology is here. It is a just matter to mobilize the financial resources and the goodwills to make this work. So I see that the objective of having in 2023 9.5 gigawatt of renewable energy can be easily achieved and could be overpassed even if those frameworks really work this way it has been presented. So Saudi will very rapidly turn into one of the major renewable energy market in the world. So what will more or less accelerate this is the competitiveness of renewable energy compared to the price of the barrel. So here we have a diagram of combining the price of wind power in Saudi Arabia and the limit with a barrel at $100. Today we have something more than this. So we are just about the breaking point to have wind power first, solar power second, being competitive to conventional power, oil power. So What comes next? So we had a big presentation about logistics. Logistics in fuel is in front of a big breakthrough. So is logistic based on hydrogen. So production of hydrogen can be extremely simple, can be produced anywhere just with the power of a solar plant and a little bit of water. So it can be produced on a decentralized way. So trucks running with hydrogen are already announced for 2020. In matter of energy planning, that is very soon. So we have to have a clear look at this possibility of having hydrogen trucks and transportations. Well, a big subject already very well known in Yanbu is the need of seawater desalination, so that can also be on a be done on a very clean way with solar energy. There are some very interesting new projects, very large scale projects that are starting. And it's in the Gulf region, sorry. And it's clear that in a region, arid region like we are here, once you get water, you do everything or nearly everything. So it is a basic condition to start life. Well, and then let's imagine a little bit further. It is not yet a technology that works, but there is a lot of work that is being done, is to produce oil based on algae. So to have an algae plantation controlled, and you have a very astonishing properties of algae. So you have some species of microalgae that can convert up to 60% of their biomass into oil. So soybeans, for example, is only 2 to 3%. So that are really parameter breakers that permit to imagine new use of location as Yanbu, where you have an absolutely fantastic sun. You have a lot of land available, and the sea is just in front of your plant. So here the statement of a professor to provide 50% of USA's fuel requirement with corn. We would need about 8 times the size of the country, of the agricultural land available in the country. And if you start to think about algae, that would occupy only 2.5%. So there is a fantastic reserve of energy here behind this technology that I'm sure, I won't be here, but I'm sure it will have its place in Saudi Arabia, also between the renewables. Well, I would like to thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I will be still in the room. Please do not hesitate. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Annalisa Miorano, Managing Director, Eco Capacity Exchange, who's going to touch on Eco Capacity Exchange.
Good morning. Thank you very much for letting me be here today. I'd like to introduce you to the Eco Capacity Exchange, which is an innovative finance and trade solution that can help the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ambition for renewable energy. The Eco Capacity Exchange solution can give access to alternative financing, enhancing the ability to fund and at the same time attract foreign investment for the renewable energy investment program necessary to deliver the milestones Vision 2030 objectives. I will illustrate as well the benefits of the Global Government Partnership Program for KSA and how the overall benefits for its application within the National Renewable Energy Program. Firstly, I'm going to give you a very high-level details about our solution and what it means. The ECO-solution is a transformational finance solution that introduces a new lower-cost, capacity-backed credit facilities that enables governments and corporations that have a strong balance sheet to accelerate and bring forward growth targets and therefore improving their financial performance. There are three elements to our solution. The first element is the EcoWorld Alliance, which is the issuing entity of this credits facility. Is equivalent to a private mutualized central bank. This EWA oversees the eligibilities, the terms, and the quantum of the facilities that can be granted to a corporation or to a government by looking at their ability to repay, so to make available their goods and services and therefore repay the loan on the capacity exchange. The ECO itself, which is our proprietary trading currency, is our credit tool and has the purpose of a medium of account and a medium of exchange. This ECO that are the ECO loan that is granted by the EWA can be utilized by counterparties on the ECE, so the Eco Capacity Exchange, which is a global marketplace where companies can buy and sell their goods in a standardized and efficient manner. When a company is granted an eco loan from the EWA, this loan is interest-free and cost-free. And when they spend the eco on the capacity exchange, there is only a one-off transaction fee while they are spending the eco to procure the goods and services. Our solution has been designed with the advice and collaboration of the world's leading economists. Just to name a few, Dr. Robert Mundell, who is a Nobel laureate, and he's the father of the euro, Dr. Arthur Laffer, and Dr. Steve Hanke. We are working together and we are developing a very deep strategic partnership with professional services in the field of legal, accounting, technology, and distribution platforms. So far, we've been engaging 350 out of the 1,000 top world multinationals. And we have very good relationship, both at national and supranational support. Here there are just few examples. We have the UK government has recognized ECE potential to complement its plans for growth. We have very close relationship with the Chinese government. There was an MOU signed in 2008 with Tianjin Government Council, and our first trade took place in China, in Tianjin Government Council. We have extremely strong ties with the United Nations. In 2008, ECE joined the UN Global Compact, which is a global network committed to global sustainable development. In 2013, we took part to a UN co-sponsored event, Beyond Money, and we introduced our kind of the lenses of the social development and the improvement in poverty that ECE can bring. Now, the key characteristic of our solution is that an eco loan is a non-debt source of credit, and therefore enables applicants and recipients of this loan to unlock buying power without affecting their credit metrics. The reason behind it is that an eco credit is not accounted as a financial asset, And therefore, if a recipient takes an eco loan and when he spends it, it doesn't realize as a financial liability, but merely as a provision. The reason being that when an organization or a government takes an eco loan, they commit to repay the loan in eco. So the timing is certain, but the value is not certain, because it means that they make available goods and services on the exchange. And it is for this reason that an eco credit is interest-free and fee-free, because it does not attract any interest, either as a debit or as a credit, and it is Sharia compliant. What I'd like to illustrate here is how we can see eco-solution work in the framework that has been explained by engineer Al-Shairi before, of the National Renewable Energy Program. As an example, here we'll look at if the KSA could take an eco loan from the EWA, the Eco World Alliance, then they could pass this eco loan to the energy solution provider of their choice. As we've heard before, they're tendering and qualifying providers. And they could do this in an interest-free and fee-free way. I will explain a bit more about this. The SPV, so the special purpose vehicle created for the particular project at hand, could then spend this eco loan on its supply chain, both in the local and Saudi context and in a wider global network. And they would there provide goods and services needed. Now, the SPV, so KSA would agree repayment terms of this loan with the SPV. And I think here there's extreme flexibility in the sense that they could either ask for the SPV to repay the eco loan in eco, or they could ask for the loan to be repaid in a more conventional manner, i.e. in cash. And therefore, because the obligation will be from KSA to repay the loan to the EWA, if they ask or agree with the SPV to repay the eco loan in eco, the SPV, once the project is up and running, could receive payment for the electricity that they will sell to the principal buyer in a mixed manner, so both cash and eco. And this will then be passed to KSA, and KSA could pass it directly to the EWA. Otherwise, if they would choose to go for the more conventional cash route, KSA could then, once again the project is up and running, and therefore the oil that is currently spent on the domestic market to produce electricity, they could sell the oil at prevailing market prices, therefore with no subsidies or anything. Part of this oil could be traded in the ECE to then earn eco and pass them to the EWA to repay their loan. This is just an high-level example, and it's just to give you an understanding of how powerful and how flexible our solution is. Furthermore, we've heard of the magnitude of scale of this National Renewable Program. Therefore, we are willing to introduce or to present to the Kingdom a special, like an exclusive government program, which we call the Government Cooperative Partnership Program. This is based on a commitment from the government in questions to have a substantial engagement with us, and will open preferential terms and conditions to access the loan facilities and the subsequent spending of the eco. At the beginning, I hope you remember I said that the only kind of cost envisaged by this solution is a one-off transaction when goods are purchased on the eco exchange. So members of this government program, the transaction fee is waived on the first spending, and in this case, it could be passed, this benefit could be passed to the SPVs. And furthermore, we allow a revenue share program on the transactions fees that we collect on the subsequent spending on the eco. The benefit then of KSA joining and utilizing our solution will be to accelerate the funding and the ability to spend to develop one project. It would allow them to work simultaneously on several projects by allocating eco-financing and cash to their priority programs, and therefore this will fast-track Vision 2030 renewable energy goals. Will provide KSA with a further incentive to attract foreign investment in the country, being able to pass an interest-free, fee-free, transaction-free loan to foreign partners of their choice, and then they would get exponential revenue from the fast-churning eco in the ecosystem. Just to give you an example here, this is a made-up example if you want. So it's a project value of 100 million, and I have assumed that there is 3 years building time of the project, after which the project will be fully operational, and there will be 10 years of operation to repay the project financing. So the first column will shows the conventional financing. First of all, you will have the drawdown facility will be taken in staggered. So we assumed like 40 million year 1, 30 million in both year 2 and 3. You will have a 3-year grace period, after which the loan needs to be repaid, and we've assumed an interest rate of LIBOR +1, which is very low for an SPV. The total cost of financing here will be around 20 million on the 100 million, and I'm not including management fees, drawdown fees, so this purely looking at the interest, so the LIBOR +1. Our eco-standard solution, so the one that I mentioned at the very beginning, the drawdown, so the eco loan could be taken all up front of the 100 million, all in year 1, which will provide the SPV or the eco users of the additional benefit of paying upfront for goods or services, and therefore putting them in a better position to negotiate better terms. There is no interest expense, and if we assume a 5% transaction fee paid on as a one-off on each transaction on the exchange, the total cost of financing here is around 10 million. Now, the third column shows what I've just described earlier, so the government cooperating partnership program. So the first 3 points are still the same, so the drawdown, the full 100 million can be drawdown in year 1, no interest expense. Now there is a transaction fee is waived, and then as an example here, I've put a 20% revenue share of subsequent transaction fees. And I'm assuming here that the eco changes hands 3 times a year. Now, what needs to be explained is that this is an extremely conservative case, because once a company receives eco in exchange for their goods and benefits, in order for them to create value out of this eco, they will have to immediately use them to purchase their goods and services in turn themselves, and so on. So once the eco starts circulating on the exchange, it will really rapidly turn over. So 3 deals per year is an extremely conservative assumption. This will mean that the government, KSA, will actually have a revenue of 75 million over the 100 million that have been borrowed and passed to the SPV. So here, I've basically wanted to put together, so what's the benefit if we look at this applied to the NRP, so to the National Renewable Energy Program. The assumption is that KSA takes the loan, then pass the loans interest-free and fee-free to the SPV. This means that the SPV, so the project company, will have absolutely 0 cost of financing. And they will have to repay the 100 million that they've borrowed, as I said earlier, either in a conventional fashion, using cash, or using eco through an agreement with KSA and the electricity that they will sell to the principal buyer. KSA then will have the eco-loan repaid by the SPVs and will make an additional 75 million through the revenue share program that I've just explained. So in conclusion, we believe that by embracing the eco-solution, KSA can have access to innovative and alternative financing to enhance the funding of the renewable energy projects and to attract foreign investment for the renewable energy project, which will mean accelerating and fast-tracking and the meeting of their targets of Vision 2030. There's an opportunity for KSA to join the GCPP, deriving therefore substantial financial benefits. And there's enhanced flexibility, achieving the Vision 2030, and even looking at the ownership and energy mix of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Annalisa Majorano. And now I would like to invite His Excellency Engineer Yahya Zahrani, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission at Yambu, to the stage to honor the speakers of Session 2. And the speakers are Engineer Fahad Abdullah Shihri from Ministry of Energy, Industry and Mineral Resources. Mr. Thomas Scheltes, Board Member of Switec Group GmbH, Germany. Dr. Annalisa Majorano, Managing Director, Eco Capacity Exchange. Thank you, Engineer Yahya Zahrani. And now we start Session 3 on painting and coating. To meet the sustained economic growth 2030 vision objective, the Kingdom has an ambitious program to emerge as the center for paints and coating supply chain. Saudi Arabia has access to key feedstocks within the Middle East and is well positioned to serve Africa, India, and Southeast Asia, fast-growing markets. Royal Commission Paint and Coating Initiative at Yambu Industrial City will enable local and foreign investors to build state-of-the-art factories and fill the path to a large success. Our first speaker in this session is Engineer Turki Al-Hamdan, Advisor, Saudi General Investment Authority, SAGIA, to shed light on Painting and Coating Cluster Initiative.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. I would like to take you through a quick journey about the Paint and Coating Initiative. So it will be quick, addressing the main messages, and also it's open the door for any further communication, and who has any interest or a question or and also suggestion, he is welcome. So how we come up about the paint and coating? First, let's come up with the vision. The vision, it's from many aspects. You will see it in the following slides, that the vision is to have Saudi Arabia as a regional hub or a regional center for paint and coating for the value chain of the paint and coating. When we say value chain, it's the whole and the entire value chain from the monomer till the distribution. So why it's that? Definitely through the journey of these slides, we'll share with you the rationale and and to answer the question why it's that vision come up like this. First, let's start by the market. This is a quick things about the market based on 2015. The market, it's almost 140 billion US dollar. That's the global demand. Saudi Arabia in the middle of developing countries, and that nations around us, it represent 55% of the global demand. And other side also, the growth of the paint and coating, it's healthy as an average globally, it's 5.5. Paint and coating growth, it's usually almost 1.5 times to 2 times of the GDP because it's following the industry and many activities. Also, the paint and coating globally, it's supportive with the good economic return, which is the EBITDA. Now, let's go to internal things, which is the Saudi Arabia. So it's why. When we look to Saudi Arabia, we do have strength. So the main strength that we have it, first, it's the abundance of availability of raw material, whether that it's from the refineries and also from the petrochemicals. This is one side. The second side, which is about the geographical location in the middle of developing nations. Just as an example, within the developing nations, the consumption per capita is 2.8 liter per year per capita, while in the developed country it's 15 liter per capita. So this is what we define it as nations. It's what we put it in the right side. It's the what you call it hyper region. It's including Africa, wide Middle East, including Turkey, Indian subcontinent, and Southeast Asia. So there is a demand for that. It's represented the demand of the growth, the demand that it's in addition to what we have right now. It's quantified by the value of 65 billion US dollar. Who will take that? So this is the opportunity that's this is the opportunity from 2015, or the opportunity based on the demand forecasted from now till to 2025. So this is about the opportunity from number of jobs and also the value. Now we want to link we want to highlight what's the link between this initiative as a paint and coating and the 2030 vision, and also the initiative of the National Transformation Plan. And quick things here. The key message, it's fit with the Kingdom agenda to create job for the diversification and also enable the SMEs and also get benefit of what we have right now from the natural resources. Could be a soft as a human, and also the natural resources as a hard as a hydrocarbon or whatever natural resources that we have right now. So this is the slide by itself talk. So once we move to the downstream, it will fit. It also adding value to what we have right now. And other also buoyant, when you look to the value addition, look to the crude oil when you consider it as with the value on $40. If you take it to the full basket of the coating, then it will the value addition will be jumped from 40 to 1,000. If you consider what we have right now in Saudi Arabia, you will have it almost 1/3 or the quarter of that value. Why? Because we are focusing in the kingdom here mainly in the decorative side. We don't have a lot about the industrial and specialized, the other things which is bringing high value. For the hyper region, what we talk about it's lower because most of it's water-based, which is the decorative. So this is another reason. Other things, it's when we talk about the strength, it's the abundance of raw material or the availability of core material. we did an assessment about what we have in the kingdom from both from the refinery and petrochemicals. So we can say 75% of the key raw material is available in the kingdom, and the missing molecules, the 25, the good things, their raw material is available in the kingdom. So this is one of the strengths. We want to capitalize on it, in addition to our proximity to the developing nations. That will give us a competitive edge here in the kingdom to have the kingdom a regional hub or regional center for the paint and coating value chain. So this is just a highlight about the segments based on the value of the kingdom in the left side compared to the developed country in the right side. The key message here, I want to take it to you. Yes, we do have a lot of decorative. It's 70% compared to 45 for many reasons. First, our consumption here due to the harsh environment. The second, that we do have what we call it shadow industry, and this it's need to be tackled by some regulation. The other things what you can say, this is represent our, as Saudi Arabia, it's represent our consumption, while in the developed country, it's represent the consumption of that country or that nation, plus what they exported. So the message here, we want to move as per the developed country. That's mean we need to have an industrial and specialized coating in the kingdom. And also, if we look at that, all the missing molecules, it support that industry. So we do have the missing and also the other, the 75. So we do have the raw material, we do have the market nearby us. So all of that, it's called for this paint and coating initiative. This is again, the presentation, it's available. This is again about the kingdom demand, the quantity and the growth. The good thing is the growth, it's high. What we talk about it when you say the investment, it's covered the entire value chain, start from the monomer till the distribution. That's what we talk about it. We are not talking about blending or the main building blocks of the paint and coating. When we start even from the monomer, it could be close to the petrochemical till the downstream. The assessment outcome, it came up with for many sources, from the investors by themselves that we interviewed them through the consultant, the meeting with the investors, locally and foreign, also the best practice, best in class globally, and also with the interview, for example, with the custom in the kingdom. So it's better to talk to community of industry rather than talking to individual investors. So one of the outcome to have what you call it a hub or a verbund, and this is an example of the word. So the hub that it will have a common interest of many players that focusing on, as I said, in the common interest, and you will have the whole ecosystem of that industry. So you will have your customer, your supplier, service provider, all of that, you will see them in one place. So you will have the hard and soft. You will have the lab, you will have the R&D, you will have the coating academy, you will have all of that in one place. And that will enable really this investment in the paint and coating. Quick things, there will be, that's the vision about what you call it plug and play, or the hub that will provide general services and specialized services. And these services, I want to clarify one point. It's not necessary for the player who's exist in Saudi Arabia who have already plant in the ground, whether that in whatever, Dammam, Jeddah, Khamis Mshiq, they are not necessary to be located. This is the services available. They can contract or they can go and select whatever the services that they need from the hub or from the paint and coating city. If there is a new investor and he wants to be in that hub and city, welcome. But the very important things, the existing facility or the existing production facility, it's not necessary to be relocated. This is not the aim of this concept. I want to go quickly. This is the roadmap. We did the assessment in the beginning. We interact with the investors. We interact with the government enabler, with the private sectors. we identify the challenges, requirement, and solution. We came up with the investor with what we call it non-binding statement of intent for collaboration. That means the investor will state in Annex 1 what they will do, and in Annex 2 what's their requirement. We are moving to have what we call it Saudi Paint and Coating Committee. That's the committee later on looks like same as the association in the developed country. It will be representative from the investor with the support of the government. SAGIA will play a role for that committee as a PMO, that Project Management Office. But the lead and the member will be from the investors. The investor, I mean the stakeholder. And then they will be engaged to define where is that best location for the hub and shared services, infrastructure of distribution, as well as the logistic, etc. So that's, now we are in the transient period, SAGI and the lead and other support from having and kicking off the first or selecting the first committee members. Then this committee, they will take the lead and will be in the supportive place. By this one, I will conclude my presentation. Thank you very much. If you have a question, please feel free. My colleagues here will have my contact numbers, and we are welcoming who is interested to join us on this journey, from the investors, from the stakeholder, whether that material provider, service provider, for that. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to invite His Excellency Engineer Yahya Zahrani, Acting Chief Executive Officer of, sorry, I think I skipped the last speaker. I apologize for that. Our next and last speaker of this session is Engineer Thabit Al-Yusuf from Investments Leader, Sadara Chemical Company, to speak on Sadara and Blachem downstream manufacturing opportunities. I apologize again for Engineer Al-Yusuf.
It's okay, it's already late morning, so it's even difficult to say good morning now. It's already past the morning time. But hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. In my presentation, I'm gonna talk about first Sadara, give you an overview on Sadara. And then I'll talk about Sadara value chain and the downstream opportunities that could be developed from Sadara product mix. And with that, I'm gonna tie them to the paints and coating, as well as other relevant opportunities. So Sadara is a joint venture between Saudi Aramco and Dow Chemical Company. This JV was formed back in October 2011, and in this picture you can see the signing ceremony between the two CEO back then. It's a $20 billion investment to build the largest petrochemical complex being built in one phase, consisting of 26 plants. 14 of them are new to the kingdom and the region. This petrochemical complex will produce over 3 million tons of petrochemical products. We have started our polyethylene plants in December 2015. Our mixed feed cracker was commissioned, which is the heart of the petrochemical complex, was commissioned in August 2016. And as we're speaking now, we're commissioning the entire complex. Sadara is a game changer. And when we say it's a game changer, because we have a mixed feed cracker, we're not only cracking ethane, we're cracking also naphtha. And by cracking naphtha, we're producing differentiated products. These differentiated products are being produced for the first time in the kingdom and the GCC region. Those products and intermediates will open the door for a wide range of opportunities. And they span different market segments, which include the oil and gas, the water treatment, construction material, and construction material here we're talking about paints and coating as well as personal care and cosmetic products. And the aim is to have those projects and opportunities all being implemented in the kingdom. And that we're talking here about the Plascon Park. The Plascon Park is being developed by the Royal Commission of Jubail and Yanbu. It's a world-class industrial park located adjacent to Sadara, across the road from Sadara and Satorb. 12 square kilometer, consisting of chemical park and conversion park. Chemical park is where the reactive chemistry businesses will be located. Those that would need their feedstock to come through a pipeline from Sadara, which includes the ethylene oxide, propylene oxide, the bi-oil and bi-gas. The conversion park would mainly consist of formulators, plastic and polyurethane companies, and those would take their feedstock through trucks. Now, as you can see in the layout, there is a lot called Lot 13, or they refer to it as also the Value Park. This is a 3 square kilometer. This piece, or first phase of the Plascon Park, was developed in accelerated schedule to match the timeline of Sadara. So that once Sadara is up and operational, the land is ready for investors from international and local to come and set up their manufacturing facilities and receive Sadara products, as well as products from the whole Jubail and the kingdom to process them into finished products. Now this Plascon and this Lot 13 as well has been developed in a cluster model, where we want to, for example, put all the ethylene oxide and propylene oxide companies and investors together, polyurethane companies together, basically to leverage synergies and find opportunities for them to reduce their capital footprint. Now I'm going to move to the Sadara opportunities and that would emerge from the products that we're producing. And the first one is the polyethylene and the elastomer opportunities. Here we're producing, different grades of polyethylene, but one of our differentiated products in this mix is the octene-based polyethylene, linear low density polyethylene, which gives the opportunity for investor to come and produce breathable hygiene films. The amines opportunity, Sadara is also producing ethanolamine and ethyleneamine. Ethanolamine is being produced for the first time in the kingdom by Sadara. And those products will open the door also for a wide range of opportunities, which includes oil and gas treatment and corrosion inhibitors. Also, we have the polyurethane opportunities. We are producing the MDI, the TDI, and the polyols. These also are being produced for the first time in the kingdom and the GCC region by Sadara. And those will open the door for a wide range of products, including insulation material for construction, includes flexible foam for furniture, and also here we can tie it to what we're talking about here, the paints and coating, also the PU paints and coating, which is a specialized paints and coating category of products that the kingdom, I think, is in need for it. And it's a high performance type of PU coatings that for the high tear and wear type of services. Also, to continue on the polyurethane, we're producing the polyether polyols. The polyether polyols also goes into the manufacturing of automotive seats, for example. And we know the kingdom is also moving into developing the automotive cluster. Here we're also talking about the dashboard, the steering wheel, and the liners. Also, we're producing different grades of glycol ethers. The glycol ethers are also used to manufacture paints and coatings as solvents. And also on the glycol ethers, we have the grades to produce brake fluids, for example, and inks formulation. We're producing also ethylene oxide and propylene oxide. Those also are some of the streams that we are producing and we're making available for the merchant market. And they create opportunities for the Plascon Park investors. Those will be piped to the Plascon Park. And one of the derivatives from the ethylene oxide, propylene oxide are the surfactants, which also goes as emulsifying and wetting and stabilizing agents in the paints and coating business. Sadara is also producing purified propylene glycol. and different grades of propylene glycol. And here we can tie it to both the renewable energy, because the propylene glycol is an ingredient in the manufacturing of the unsaturated polyester resins. And the unsaturated polyester resins goes into the windmills plates, which we've heard today from the Ministry of Energy. There are already contracts and programs to develop the renewable energy program in the kingdom. So that also could be a contributor for investors to come and take the unsaturated polyester resin and develop the manufacture the wind plates. Also, the propylene glycol is a raw material for the manufacturing of alkyd resins. And that's also another component in the paints and coating business. Now, as we can see, there are a lot of opportunities there in the paints formulation. If we talk about the high specialized paints and coatings, also in the across the value chain of the paints and coating business. Some of them are being already enabled by Sadara and other companies, Tasni', Dow, but also there are others that are available for investors to come and take them and participate in the development of the paints and coating cluster. Now we, in the Sadara, the team that I belong to is the Value Park, and our role is to attract investors, both local and international, to come and set up their manufacturing facilities in the kingdom. Mainly to take Sadara products, but also to take products from other companies to produce their final products. And part of our effort is we have collaborated with all the different stakeholders in the kingdom that are related to the investment environment, which includes IDF, SAGIA, the Royal Commission of Jubail and Yamba. We're also collaborating with other financing bodies and research and development centers. And we're trying to leverage all these capabilities and the incentives that those organizations present from a kingdom perspective to the investors that are coming, especially the international ones that who are not aware of the incentives available in the kingdom. Here you can see a glimpse overview of the investors that we have already signed agreements with. We've recently signed a supply agreement with Surfactants Detergent Company, which is a consortium between Korean and Saudi companies to build detergent derivatives company in the Plascom Park. Before that, we have signed also a supply agreement with Rufai'a, which is a Saudi company aiming to build the hydrocarbon resins, and the hydrocarbon resins as well is also going to enable the paints and coating business. And we have also signed with Halliburton for oil and gas chemicals. And we know that also Dow is operating today with its reverse osmosis membrane plant in Sadara complex. And we've heard also recently from Mr. Andrew Liveris, the CEO of Dow, about their project to develop coatings, polyacrylic acid and coatings facility in the kingdom. So those are some of the projects that we have already signed with, and we will see them on the ground. More to come, and we're already in discussion with many investors who are aiming also to establish facilities in the kingdom. In summary, Sadara is a game changer. It's a game changer because, as I've said before, we're cracking NAFTA and we're producing differentiated products, opening the door for a wide range of opportunities. And with the collaboration with the Royal Commission and the presence of the Plascom Park and the industrial parks, the whole kingdom is moving toward developing the right platforms, plug-and-play platforms for SMEs. We see that, Sadara is a game changer in terms of enabling all of these opportunities. This is a picture, by the way, from the reverse osmosis membrane facility that's being done by Dow. And you can see here a Saudi national, because this is also one of our objectives, is to see Saudi nationals working in those facilities. And in this manufacturing facility, 95% of the workforce is Saudis. With this, I conclude my presentation, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Engineer Thabit Al-Yusuf. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite His Excellency, Engineer Yahya Zahrani, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Royal Commission at Yanbu, to honor the speakers of Session 3. So please, Your Excellency. And the speakers are Engineer Turki Al-Hamdan, Advisor, Saudi General Investment Authority, SAGIA. Engineer Thabit Al-Yusuf, Investment Leader, Sadara Chemical Company. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring our 7th Industrialists Forum to a close, we would like to thank you very much for your valued input. Looking forward to meeting again in future events. And I would like to remind you that lunch will be served in 10 minutes at the dining hall located opposite to the main entrance of this building. Thank you very much.